Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. Ralph Phillips. Man, I tell you, this game sucked. It just sucked. It's a horrible. Who invented this stupid game? What's up, Rampage, man? Game over, man. I tell you, normally I take notes during the game. I'll either write it down, or normally what I'll do is I'll record it into my phone. I'll just be like, so-and-so time, whatever. I stopped after Mike Evans got hurt. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was just like, I'm just going to chill and watch this. By the way, baby was born Thursday. Molly Gate had the baby Thursday, so things are hectic around here. Her parents are in, and they've been helping out a lot, allowing me to get some stuff done. But, it's just been hectic. I was not able to review the All-22 today, but I did get it set up and everything, so that's good. Well, we'll be able to go through. So if y'all got stuff you want to look at, let me know. But yeah, I stopped after Mike Evans got hurt. I mean, you saw immediately he was knocked out. His legs stiffened up, and you could see, his eyes were closed, and he had dropped the ball, which, he wouldn't have done if he wasn't knocked out. Thanks, Rampage. I appreciate it. Servassier Dennis. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But, it's a real blow, man. It was like last year we lost Godwin, and that depressed me, man. I was depressed for a couple of weeks. What's up, Tom? And, I kind of feel the same thing with Mike, man. I'm like, this might be it. I thought Godwin was it. I thought that was the end of his career last year when he got the busted ankle. But, Mike, this is his last year on his contract. He kind of alluded to it in the offseason, a couple times that this might be his last year playing. Now with his 1,000-yard streak busted, I mean, I guess technically it's still possible if he comes back and gets like 3 or 4 200-yard games or something. But it just seems like that this might be the last time we see him. He might come back and play just so that he doesn't go out like this. I don't know, but it's just weird. It's a weird feeling. Mike's been a part of this team forever. Not as long as Levante David, but, yeah. But this game was like right off the bat. It just didn't feel right. There was something did not feel right about this game. There was guys sliding and slipping and missing tackles. We were running into each other. Mayfield couldn't hear the sideline. He was there one time he scrambled and just fell. So many guys just fell for no reason. It was weird. Only on our side. Their side, they had great. Matter of fact, that Amon St. Brown, a couple times, I mean, he stopped on a dime and cut the other way. Our guys couldn't do that. Our equipment, me and Molly have been talking about our equipment guys forever, but they just never seem to get the right cleats. We just always have problems with slipping. And, on the Raymond James Stadium turf, we should use that as a weapon, but we never do. It's always us and the other team slipping. It's never the other team slipping. It's always us and the other team slipping. But in this game, we were slipping and sliding and just literally falling for no reason. But Baker Mayfield scrambled one time in the first quarter. Let me see. I wrote that down. The first offensive drive. Yeah, he scrambles and just falls. Just flat out falls. And then he gets up and he's yelling to the sideline, pointing at his ear, like he couldn't hear the play. That's what it looked like. It looked like it was a busted play. And he was like, well, I'm just going to run it. And then he just fell. And this happens so many times. Yeah. We'll see it on the All-22. Guys just falling. Payne Durham was running, going into motion one time. They snapped the ball, and he just collapsed, just fell. It was very strange. It was a weird game for the Buccaneers. Weird. It was almost like we were not. I don't know. I don't even know how to say it. Nobody was on point. We were running into each other. We were dropping balls. We were throwing balls way over our receivers. Guys were miscommunicating. You know, Mayfield and Tej Johnson had a couple passes where it was obvious that Mayfield expected him to go one way and Tej Johnson went the other way. Guys were just falling down just out of nowhere. We were handed a turnover. They went for it on fourth down and Goff overthrew it. We were handed that. We were given a fumble. I wouldn't say given. Yaya, that was a good strip sack fumble by Yaya. And we just couldn't do anything with nothing. We had them backed up. We had the Lions backed up on their goal. And they scored a touchdown on that 80-yard run by Gibbs. I mean, nothing went right. It was like the Keystone Cops out there. And then the refs, the officiating was absolute dog crap. Absolute garbage. Garbage. On that Gibbs run, that 80-yard run or 79, whatever it was, Todd Bowles said that it was a gap fit, that somebody didn't fit their gap. I didn't see it, and I looked at it on All 22 a number of times, and we just got beat. We just got blocked. We just got blocked up, you know. I mean, there's an argument that could be made that there's a little bit of holding going on there, but no, we just got blocked up. That's all it was. We just got blocked up. They wanted this game. We did not seem like we really wanted it, man. Okay, anyhow, what are y'all going? Mike Evans or rain? You know the answer to that. It's rain. A healthy Chris Godwin again. What's up, Christopher? Well, Christopher, they didn't slip, though. That's the thing. They knew what type of cleats to put on. We apparently didn't. And this happens a lot with the Buccaneers. This has been going on for many, many years. We just never seem to have the right cleats. I don't think I could ever recall a game where the other team was slipping and sliding and we weren't. You know, it's either we're slipping and sliding or both teams are slipping and sliding. Don't know. But yeah, we were sliding all over the place. And we couldn't tackle for crap. There was one play where the running back, I think it was Gibbs, came to the line and spun, and four of our defensive players ran into each other and fell down into a pile. I mean, that's just how the night was all night long. Tej Johnson and Mike Evans ran into each other on a route. Neither one of them knew who was getting the ball, so neither one of them really tried to catch it, but they ran into each other. It was just all night. It was just crap like that. We were not prepared. We didn't want it as bad as they did. They punched us in the mouth. The refs were making up for last week when they gave Kansas City all the penalties against Detroit. I mean, that call against Jamel Dean where the wide receiver runs into him, you know, and pushes him down, and Jamel Dean got the call. You know, I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago, how I was amazed going through the rule book that there's really no offensive receivers can really maul the defenders. There's like no rule against that, you know. Within 5 yards, the defenders can do contact, but it has to be initiated at the line of scrimmage. But the wide receivers can maul the defensive guys up until the ball is thrown. Once the ball's in the air, then you can't touch each other. But, you know, Dean got mauled on that play, and then he got called for the penalty. He's laying on the ground. I'm like, what? And he was turning to run with that guy. and the guy stuck his elbow out and got him right in the chest, knocked him down. And he got called for it. It was just a weird game, man. Weird game. And what was up with Mayfield? He looked like garbage out there. The absolute garbage. He was throwing some ugly passes, bad decisions. He threw one pass to Mike Evans on an out route on a 3rd and 6. I think it was like the 3rd offensive series. And Mike caught the ball, but he got pushed out of bounds. But he was covered. It was not a very good decision. But what made it a really bad decision is that Cade Otton was wide open in the middle of the field. Nobody had covered Cade Otton. It was busted coverage. He was wide open in the middle of the field for a first down, and Baker didn't see him because he was trying to feed Mike, I assume. It's just bad. And our offensive line, I mean, I saw Tristan Wirfs get whooped quite a few times. 60, Michael Jordan, he got beat up all night. Why was he playing? Hines did good last week. I mean, Michael Jordan played well when he was at left guard. Why do we put him in? I don't know. It was just a weird game. Weird game. So sloppy. Yeah, Chris, man. I mean, just, it was bad. It was ugly. Very poor linebacker play. Vita Vea has zero help on now. Vita played good, as usual. And we have no reserve offensive lineman. But, I tell you what, that defense, they wanted it. They played tough football, man. They were very physical. B-Cole, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm with you. I did not like the officiating in this game at all. At all. And I don't want to say, I hate being that guy too, where you blame the officials the officials were not the reason why we lost this game. No, it was a team effort. Everything. Did y'all see that one punt? Ryan Miller, 81, gets just clobbered. Guy comes running in and hits Ryan Miller and pushes him all the way back into the punter. But luckily the punter was able to get the ball off. But I mean, it was like ball snapped. This guy comes flying in, hits Ryan Miller, drives him all the way back. Punter kicks it. And as the ball's going past them, they both slammed into the punter. I was like, man, we are just getting dominated out here. Yeah, you got to give credit to Detroit. I don't know if I would say they played well. I think that offensively, they left a lot on the field, I mean, like on that 4th down that they went for it, they had it. Just Goff just overthrew the receiver, It's just stuff like that. But their defense was on fire. And why in the world did Baker not scramble? Somebody's got to explain that to me, because these guys played man coverage the majority of the time. And now, granted, they stuck to our guys like glue, apparently. I don't know. I haven't looked at the all 22. But, when that's one of the things, when you're in man coverage, you can't watch the quarterback as much. So that's the best time to scramble. Why didn't he scramble? There was quite a few times I felt like screaming. I was like, just run the ball. But he didn't. It was weird. It's a weird game, man. It's just weird. We're going to choke in the playoffs. Man, can't do it again. Can't do it. I can't deal with it more. Yeah, Gedeke, man, what's up with him? We're going to regret giving Godwin and Gedeke deals. We need some edge help, especially now with Hassan Riddick out. How long is he going to be out? Multiple weeks, apparently. He's getting an MRI today, but he got rolled up on. You could see immediately he was hurt. I mean, as he was going down, he was screaming. He was just like, ah. But our edges are just garbage, man. We just can't contain. We can't get pressure on the edge. I don't know. What's up, Dino? Yeah, why does the get hurt so much? I mean, offensive linemen ain't supposed to get hurt that much. Most offensive linemen play all the time, you know. What's up, Zebra? Oh, this one hurt, man. But we got to remember, guys. We got to remember, we lost to the New Orleans Saints. We got shut out on was a Thursday night football game, I think it was. The year we won the Super Bowl, you know. So there's always going to be a bad game. You're always going to have a bad game. I mean, look at the Chiefs last year. I mean, they struggled through the whole first half of the year. You know, the Eagles. I mean, look at the Bills game. That Bills game the other night, last week, I was like, they're done. You know, watch them end up making it to the Super Bowl. You know, this happens all the time. It's just one bad game. It's just one bad game. And it wasn't that we were playing our best football and we got stomped. That's when you got to worry. You know, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Detroit. Detroit played a great game, but we lost this game. We played garbage football. It was garbage. The play calling was crap on both sides of the ball, I thought. You know, our guys couldn't tackle. We couldn't stay on our feet. We were literally just falling down, just falling down for no reason. I've got some of them written down. Like I said, I only took notes up until Mike got hurt, and then I was just kind of done with it, man. They had so many missed tackles. Gosh, we missed so many tackles. And we were just slipping and sliding and running into each other. That was embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me when that happens. You know, guys are on routes and they run into each other, or defenders colliding. And like I said, we had 4 guys run into each other trying to tackle Gibbs one time. And it ended up being a pile of guys. I think it was Vita, Logan, gosh, who was it? Oh, Parrish and somebody else. What's up, Sam? What's up, Leah? Well, I appreciate it, man. We respect your team too. Y'all beat us up last night, man. That was a beat down. But I will say this: you didn't get the best of us. We came out there and what's up with y'all's field? Is that something? I mean, we played there many a times, but gosh, we just couldn't. We couldn't stand up, man. We had guys just literally falling down. I've never seen that before. I think I counted at least 5 times where we'd have a guy running and he'd just fall down. I mean, nobody near him, you know, just fall down. They call it the turf monster, but Hassan Riddick, what a great signing. Yeah. Rashad, you know, I like Rashad. We're talking about Rashad White, right? I like him. I like him as a person. I like him as a teammate. But he's a workhorse, you know, but he's just not that guy. He's just not going to give you that Bucky Irvin explosiveness. Every time Rashad White gets the ball, you pretty much know what you're going to get, you know? And he's great in receiving. He's great in pass protection, which I will say Gibbs is absolutely horrible in pass protection. We blew him up a couple times. But Rashad White is not going to give, you know, Bucky Irvin, every time he touches that ball, you're like, ooh, you know, this might go for something. You never feel that way with Rashad White, you know. A lot of times he's going to get tackled in the backfield. Baker's probably hurt. He was playing like he was hurt. And he limped off the field, right, at the end, as he was yelling at the refs. He's probably going to get fined for that. Yeah, it was a very weird game. Yeah, it's one of the it's a that AstroTurf where y'all got the plastic pellets, right, or that black stuff, but it still doesn't explain why we were sliding and falling, and they weren't. I mean, it's a cleat issue, if you ask me. You know, they were wearing the right cleats, we weren't. I don't know why cleats would make you just fall down out of nowhere, but I mean, look, I'm going to show you some of this. I'm going to show you some. Let me see that first play, our first offensive series. Baker Mayfield scrambles and just falls, right? And then he gets up and he's yelling at the sideline. So I thought it was the first series. Where am I at? Oh, yeah, here it is. I mean, this is so weird. It's just so weird. What is this? I can hear the baby crying downstairs. She's screaming. Okay. So you see Baker, what? He's running, tries to cut right there, and it just falls. Just falls. He just loses it. But see, he gets up and he's yelling at the sideline and pointing at his ear. Like he can't hear what's going on. Like he didn't get the play. I don't look at the play. But see right there, what is that? What is that? You know, and I can understand if this happens, that's, you know, that these things do happen, but not as much as they happened in this game. All right, I want to see this. I want to see this play real quick and see if it was busted. Okay, that looked messed up. All right, that's it looks like a mirrored route, both sides. Does Baker not know what's going on here? He does the weird play action to the wrong side. It looked like he looked at the middle of the field to start off with. Yeah, he's looking at the middle of the field. There's nobody there. Yeah, I think it's a busted play. But look, they're playing man coverage, and here he goes. This is what you do. You go, okay, I'm gonna scramble. There's nobody open. I'm gonna scramble, and then he just falls down. Okay. All right. But that would be cool if that was the only time it happened. But then I don't have them all listed. Let me see if I can find it. This is going to be at 8:30 in the second quarter. So it's got to be on this drive somewhere. Like I said, I wasn't able to go through the all 22 today. Got a newborn baby. Congratulations, us. She was born 9 pounds, 10 ounces Thursday. Man, was that was a tough labor. Wasn't as pleasant as the last one. Where is this play? He goes into motion and then just falls down. Did y'all see that? I mean, from this angle, it looked like he might have slipped, but still. Okay, here he is. He's going into motion. On the broadcast version, it looked so wild because he's just running and he slips. Okay, yeah, he sticks his leg out here. So he does slip, but he just falls. Look, he's just falling. Nobody in his way. Nobody grabs him. He's not touching. He just falls. Just out of nowhere. on the first play of the game. Parrish, but I think he gets grabbed by the receiver. I think it's Parrish. Let's look. I don't see Parrish. Maybe it's not Parrish. Nope. Let me see. Wait, did he just fall down? Who was that? Oh, it's Dean. Yeah, Dean. Do you see that? Dean just falls down right here. I mean, what? I guess he slipped too. A lot of slipping, man. Let me see. Oh, and somebody falls down covering St. Brown when he makes the. But yeah, this is the one I think it's Parrish where he gets. St. Brown grabs him real quick. It's a nice play by St. Brown. Grabs him by the jersey and yanks him down real quick. All right. Come on. Did I miss it already? This is a touchdown play. Is this it? Was it the touchdown? Yeah. As you can see, I was laying there on the ground. But I think right here, St. Brown grabs him by the front of the jersey and yanks him down real quick, right there. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go through and look at the slipping. I haven't been doing that this year. So right here, I think he grabs Parrish by the front, right there. No, he doesn't. Well, he might right here. He's got his hand on him right there, but it doesn't. And he's released him right here. He just falls down. So weird. Man. Oof. I don't know, man. I feel like we were out here playing Ghosts or something. Like we were just not. I don't know, man. I didn't know what to say. Gosh. Detroit came to play. We wanted to go home. I wanted the game to be over with after Mike Evans got hurt. I really did. I was just like, my daughter was like wanting to hang out with me and all this, and I'm trying to watch the game, and we got family over, and I'm kind of trying to be with them too. And after Mike got hurt, I was just like, I just went and sat in a chair, which I don't sit and watch the game. I got to pace and stand up, and I was just like, oh man, I can't. I just sat there and groused the rest of the game. What's up, Joe? Molly. Hey. Sam. Gibbs didn't fall down. Yeah, I know. Gibbs didn't fall down. Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't fall down. I mean, those guys were cutting on a dime, and they never slipped. Stephen Pryor, what's up? Yeah, we're 5-2. You know what the crazy thing is? This is the crazy thing that I never would have in a million years. If you would have told me this was going to happen, I would have called you a liar. The Panthers are one game behind us, guys. The Panthers are 4-3. They're one game behind us. How did that happen? They still suck, by the way. Rico Dowdle's really bailed them out a lot, but they're just playing really low quality opponents. I think who'd they play? The Jets or something? They haven't beat anybody of note, I don't think. But yeah, we're 5-2. We're good. We're getting ready to go on our bye week. I really hope we beat the Saints. It'd be nice to go in 6-2 with our bye week. But and you got to remember, you're always good. There's always going to be the bad game, right? I mean, a undefeated season hasn't happened but once in the NFL for a reason. You're always there's going to be those games where things don't work. And that's what this game was. We got punched in the mouth and we wanted to go home. We wanted to go have our mommy kiss our boo-boo and curl up with a cup of ramen noodles and watch some cartoons. I did. That's what I wanted to do. Ugh. You think they're going to let Rashad walk? Man. Zebra, I think that fumble, but that Shepard, I think that was a really, really good play by the Detroit guy. I mean, yeah, it was a horrible, but Shepard wasn't holding the ball out, or doing anything crazy. It was just that Detroit guy got a good reach around and just hit it perfect. They played good football, man. It was annoying. They broke Mike Evans's collarbone and knocked him out. Oh, I know that Denver game. That was crazy. I was rooting for Denver though. Another pick from 35. Yeah, and it was the exact same thing he did last week. Remember we watched it on the All 22 and how he drifted back and let the zone guy. He just didn't care about the zone guy, but he was watching the quarterback and drifted back and got in the protected that seam, which is the kind of aggressive cornerback play I wish all of our cornerbacks did. And I bet you Todd Bowles yelled at him for that. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. You were not in your spot. But yeah, that was wild how they had Morrison in for a few series and had Dean on the sidelines. And Dean wasn't hurt. I thought he was hurt at first. After the game, coach said that, no, they did that because they want to get Morrison some playing time, which is that's screaming to Dean that you're not going to be here next year. We want you, we got your replacement right here and he's going to take your spot while you're still here. Steven, what's up, man? Turf monsters, yeah. Yeah, they do, Joe, man. They always break your heart. Just, we've had such good games all year long, and I wanted that to be, Monday Night Football. I wanted the world to see how great our team has been playing. Well, how good Baker's been playing. St. Brown's a 4th round pick. That's wild, ain't it? Man, kind of, that's a tough job. That's got to be a tough job being a scout because every year it's like this. You're just like, how did we miss on this guy? When do the Bucks play Falcons? We play the Falcons. The next one is week 15, December 11th. Oh, if it's a Thursday night game. Oh, crap. I remember them whooping up on us on a Thursday night game one time. I think it was a shutout, too. Oh, we can't lose to the Saints, Steven. I'm telling you, man. I don't care if we go on a 7-game slide. As long as we beat the Panthers and the Saints, I'll be okay. Yeah, the Falcons defense is playing good football, man. Yeah, yeah, Sam, that's what I think too. The Panthers being 4-3 is because they're playing a bunch of crappy teams. You gonna be in the Superdome? Oh, nice, Zebra. Get some pictures, man. Share them with us. That'd be cool. That's a good point, Joe. Yeah, all these injuries. This has been the worst year for injuries. Just, I just, I'm tired of them. The NFL. Something's wrong. Something's wrong, and it's not just us. It's the whole league. Because in my fantasy football, the Buccaneers Observer fantasy football, which tell Heather, I'm sorry for having to win this week, but I got to get out of this hole, man. But 5 of my starters are out on injury reserve that I drafted. 5. You know, and I mean, fantasy football is not real life, but it just seems like the league is talking about player safety and all that good stuff, but injuries are getting worse and more often, I think. We got a lot more soft tissue injuries. We're seeing ankle, knee injuries going through the roof because guys are not tackling like they used to, where they plant and they drive through you with their shoulders, they're because they don't want to get, penalty. So they're doing these alligator rolls and rugby tackles and all that, and the hip drop tackles. And that's what they're doing is they're rolling guys, and everybody's getting their ankles and knees and everything tore up because of this. It's the NFL's, talking about player safety, but it's not getting better. It's getting worse. And what they're going to end up doing is doubling down on what they're doing now. They're going to bring in more medical people, more consultants. They're going to change the rules, regulations, and all that. And that's all the stuff that's got us where we're at now. I'm not saying that that's what happened to Mike. I think that should have been defensive pass interference, but I'm not blaming the guy that, tackled Mike. That it was a bad tackle or dirty or anything like that. Mike just fell on it wrong and hit his head. He was out. He was out. His legs were sticking out straight, doing the boxing, what's it called? The boxing lockout or whatever, where their legs and their arms all tighten up. And when they panned in on him at first, you could see his eyes were closed and his legs were all stiff. I was like, oh man, he's knocked out. But I couldn't see it. I was like, when did he hit the ground like that? But he hit sideways and his head snapped and hit the ground. But I don't think it was hitting the ground that knocked him out. I think it was the whiplash and probably the pain from when his collarbone snapped. But you could see his head just yank like this right when he hits the ground. Horrible game. Horrible game. I was so excited for that game too, man. Yeah, that's true, Molly. That's true. Molly's got a good point. As far as bad games go, this one wasn't even in top 10. Bucks, we have put on some stinkers, man. But losing Mike, that hurts, man. Yeah, and Detroit being a good team definitely makes it sting less. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen, 100%, man. What's up, Gulliver? There's definitely something up with their turf. Like I was saying, I was sitting here showing some guys, our guys just falling, and we were slipping and sliding all over the place, but they were able to stop on a dime. Ahmad St. Brown, a couple times he juked guys out, and they're sliding past him. Gibbs too, and we had guys sliding all in front of him and stuff, and he's just weaving in between guys. So their cleats were good. They got the magic cleats. Our cleats sucked. Yeah, we couldn't do anything, Rampage. I don't, we couldn't catch, we couldn't throw the ball, we couldn't block, we couldn't tackle, we couldn't stay on our feet, we couldn't play call. We had miscommunication. Guys were running into each other all over the place. Uh, we were just we were just not good, not good, and we got punched in the mouth like right away. And I think we were just off balance after that, the whole game. I mean, their first drive, they just took it right down the field and scored on us. Which, that happens. It happens a lot with the Bucs. But then we get the ball, we go 3 and out. And then they get the ball and turned it over. Then we get it. I don't think we did anything with it. Then we give it back to them. They have a long drive. They turn it over again on downs. And then we get it. We don't do anything with it. We turn it back over to them. They score a touchdown. And you're just like, I mean, they were almost like trying to get us back into the game. They're like handing us all this stuff. What did we have? Did we turn the ball over 3 times? I can't remember. And we had 1 turnover for them. The game snap count took forever to come out today. Looking at the stats. Yeah, right, Joe. We at the beginning of the year, I had marked this one down as a loss, and we ended up. So we had the 4-game streak. We had the Eagles, Seahawks, 49ers, Lions. We lost 2, and we came out 2. And I said, if we can win 2 of these 4, I will be thrilled to death. And we did. I don't feel thrilled, but I should be thrilled. But then, we got the Saints. That should be a win. But then we got the Patriots and the Bills. Now, the Patriots are playing lights out. Who saw that coming? I didn't. And the Bills are playing like crap. But it's at Buffalo. Speaking of, where's Craig been? Anybody heard from Craig? Tom, you heard from Craig? And then we got the Rams. So the Patriots, Bills, and the Rams. Rams are playing good football. Bills are playing crappy football. Patriots are playing good football. So going into this, I thought the Bills and the Rams, or the Patriots and the Rams, were going to be the easy wins there. And the Bills were going to be the hard team. We might lose all 3 of those. That might be the start of our skid, right? We got a skid coming. Smack dab in the middle of the season. And then we got to play the Cardinals. And we can't lose the Cardinals. Come on now. They just suck. Then we got the Saints, Falcons, Panthers. 3 division games. Bam, bam, bam. And then we got a break with the Dolphins. We better win that game. I don't care who their coach is, because it ain't going to be Josh Daniels. And then we got the Panthers. So, once we get past... can't believe we ain't going to have Mike Evans. Oh, man. So, yeah, Joe, you're right. We weren't meant to win this game. Detroit's a good team. Yeah, I almost cried with that Ryan Jensen, man. I love watching him. He was so much fun to watch on game film. Yeah, he's going to go get paid. Yeah, that's right, Steven. He ain't going to do it here. Oh, the 56. Yes, that's an Atlanta game, 56-14. Man, that was a tough one. Woof. Yeesh. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones just beat us up. That was the first year of, who was the other wide receiver they had? He just tore us up. Yeah, Atlanta was playing good football, man. She just wants to beat you, Rampant. That's the same way Molly is. When she plays fantasy football, all she cares about is beating me. She wouldn't even set her team with the rest of the guys. And she comes up against me. And I'm like, we're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to be together on this. We're supposed to beat the rest of the people. Not a fan of turf. I'm with you, Gulliver, man. Never liked it. Players don't like it. Detroit's one of the few teams left, right, that played on that old AstroTurf with the granules. Yeah, Joe, that's what it is. And that's, the lawyers came after him with the head injury stuff. So then they were like, okay, uh, I think the NFL should have fought more on that, but they capitulated immediately. But yeah, now it's all lower leg, man. I mean, knee and ankle injuries, or foot injuries and knee injuries are through the roof. Through the roof. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Put ads during the stream, Rampage. Uh the NFL keeps taking these videos, and I had a reason for doing it, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I I should have wrote that down because I knew somebody was going to bring it up. The Rams are better than us. Whoa. They don't have Puka's out. Oh, that's right. Hester. I remember that. Man, good memory, Zebra. Boy, those Lovey Smith years were tough. Those were rough years, man. Thankful it was only two. Thankfully, it was only two. Oh, how about Doug Martin? How horrible is that? Uh, if you're not aware, Doug Martin used to be our running back. We drafted him in 2012, 2013, and he was great. We called him the Muscle Hamster. He hated that nickname, and it was a nickname through college. It was because he had these little round cheeks, but he played for us really good for a couple years, and then he got busted with PEDs. I think that was after he left us, but then his career just kind of flatlined. But he died in police custody a few days ago, and apparently he was having mental health breakdowns. His family called the police, and he went next door and he broke into their house, and police came and got him, and he died in their custody. I don't know what it is, but probably drugs, But sad, man. And Greg Allman put out a thing showing that all the players that have died for the Buccaneers, there's like 5 of them who have died before they reached 30, or 33. And Vincent Jackson, he was one, which that one was really sad. Let me see. Yeah. Molly sent it to me. I can't find it now. Teo Machine, whatever his name, he was a defensive lineman. I really liked him. He ended up, I think he self-deleted. Mike Williams, wide receiver, he ended up, I think he was some heart issues or something. Gosh, I can't remember. Doug Martin. And then I want to say there was what's up, Heather? I don't know, Rampage. I know the police put out a statement and said that, kind of explained that they had to go get him because he was freaking out at a neighbor's house. But there was no information as to how he died in their custody. So, don't know. don't know. It's just sad, man. It's just sad. VJax, man. I loved Vincent Jackson. I appreciate that, Heather. Well, Kate Otten was getting all the catches too. I was like, man, she's going to end up beating me just from Kate Otten. And in my money league, I had Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Emike Egbuke, and McLaughlin. And that's my Buccaneers team. And they all crapped the bed, of course. And I ended up losing by like 100 points. I was like, man, that's tough. Yeah. I can't remember what it was, Zebra, that he got in trouble for with the league. He got suspended. I want to say it was performance enhancing drugs, but he came out and said it was Adderall because there was a weird thing going on for a few years there where uh, the new CBA had just been signed and the NFL could not say what a player was suspended for medically. If they were suspended for PEDs or whatever, and so all the players were getting busted for stuff, and they were all saying it was Adderall. I was like, it's really strange that all of a sudden everybody in the league is taking Adderall. Nobody's taking PEDs or marijuana or anything like that. So all of a sudden it's all Adderall. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, it was a good birth. Molly was doing the birthing tub, but she was only in it for like 20 minutes. It just ended up having another bathroom baby right beside the toilet again. Second daughter was born in a bathroom. This one was born in a bathroom. Molly was a trooper though. This one was a little bit tougher than the last one, but none of them were as bad as our first daughter. That was misery with a capital M. This one was tough though, man. We didn't get any sleep. Well, Molly didn't get any sleep. None. She started going into labor about midnight. And she came downstairs at like 11 and started like making food. I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, you might want to get some sleep. I was like, uh-oh, is the baby coming? She said, maybe. So I ran upstairs. I ended up getting like 2 hours sleep. She woke me up at like 3 and was like, okay, it's time. So she didn't get any sleep. And the doctors and midwives, all that, they were here at like 4 a.m. So they didn't get a whole lot of sleep either. Yeah, that Rampage, that sucks too, because I wanted to see Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Egbuke. I was looking forward to seeing them as starters this year. Yeah, right, Rampage. The drafted Egbuke now looks like a genius move. I mean, super genius. And we were all like, what? Oh, man, see? Yeah, those painkillers, Zebra, are extremely addicting. Extremely addicting. Ryan Leaf, he ended up resorting to crime and all that because of getting addicted to painkillers. When he was he was breaking into people's houses. My mom was addicted to them, but she was on them for, gosh, over 20 years. She did a whole cocktail, Flexerals, Xanax, all kinds of stuff, and every day. And when she started getting low, it was like, call the doctor, and she, if she ran out, you did not want to be anywhere near her. Yeah, I don't think the drop off from Reticle matter either. He really honestly, he was about what I expected him to be. And he wasn't playing bad. You know, I'd give him a C plus, you know, just nothing special. B minus, somewhere in that area. Thanks, Color. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, Zebra. Uh, I saw that the Dallas had contacted Oakland about Crosby. I wouldn't mind getting him, but I don't think they will because I don't think he's the type of player, you know, because they're really big into this. You know, it's what they talked about with Egbuke. You know, just he's got the right character that they want. You know, it's that whole Shiano man stuff all over again. They're looking for certain types of people. You know, basically these grinding, hardworking. It seems like, you know, kind of spiritual, you know, Christian guys. Uh, you know, kind of willing to sacrifice, not ego and all that good stuff. And I'm not saying Max is like that, but he's a recovering addict, isn't he? Anyhow, I don't think they're going to go after him now. Be nice. It'd be nice to get somebody. I'd like to get somebody that's scary. You know. Yeah, drugs are scary, man. See people get well. You know, alcohol's scary too. You know, I've seen a lot of people in my life have been consumed by alcohol. Uh, but yeah, drugs seem to be, and it seems like they're getting like cheaper and stronger. It's scary. It's scary. Yeah, yeah. I didn't mean to imply that he wasn't a hard worker and he doesn't have good character, but I don't know if it's the type of character that they're looking for. I don't know. I just if I had to guess, I would say no. Not that there's anything wrong with him. I think they're just looking for something different. Let me see. Okay, here's one. This is like the very first part of the game too. It's like two plays in. Dennis just slides. And he gets in the way of McCullum here. See him slide? And he gets in the way of McCullum right there. And look how Gibbs, I think, is that Gibbs? Is just able to stop on a dime right there. His feet don't move at all. And Dennis's feet just, he's like he's on a skateboard. I mean, it's got to be equipment, right? I mean, here he's coming. I mean, look, he's not sliding at all. He plants his feet and they stay there. And then he comes and he's like he's on glass. Look at that. He slides from here all the way to here. And gets in the way of McCullough. So whose fault was this? Let's go look at this coverage, man. Gosh. Who's got the flats here? Who's got the flats? 8. Dennis, what are you doing? He looks lost. He looks lost. Again. He is lost. He looks like he's going to run in for the blitz. Wait a minute. Okay, he's looking. Yeah, he looks He looks like he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing here. He's like right here, he realizes, oh crap, I got to run over here and cover this dude. Man. And then he comes over here, slides, gets in the way of McCullum, and misses the tackle. Eesh. Did anybody ask Mayfield if he could hear? Because he was yelling at the sideline on that one play, pointing at his helmet like he couldn't hear. I didn't watch the press conferences today. I watched them yesterday. It was just Todd and Baker. Gosh, I was up till like almost 2:00 watching that game last night. That's too much. Not a fan of that. Okay. What is this? Okay, second O-line drive. Man, I wish I would have been able to get some all-22 film in today. Fool's gold. Yeah, Spy Tech. But, if they're looking to, yeah, right here. If they're looking to, oh, he slides. He puts his foot down wrong. Who does that? My goodness. So weird. If they're going to have a fire sale and get rid of Crosby, then hopefully Spy Tech will do us a solid, We're going to have to get somebody. I mean, we are very thin, right? Who do we got? We got Nelson, right? He's going to be the starter now. Oh, man. Marquise Watts. Oof. And Chris Braswell. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, we got to get somebody. Guys, we're in trouble. I mean, Anthony Nelson will be okay. Marquise Watts. Don't think he's going to do much. Braswell, no, he's not going to do much. I saw him out here a couple times, not doing anything. Who do we have on the practice squad? Goodness. Ooh. Muhammad Kamara? I don't know anything about him. Got him from Miami. Ugh. Oh, man, we're in trouble there. Dang. Yeah. Wonder how long Hassan's going to be out. Gosh, these injuries, I am so sick of them. I'm so sick of them. I mean, we've averaged, over two injuries per starter per game? So 14? Right? Am I right? Swing attention for JTS. Yeah, Braswell played in this game. He let's look and see how many snaps he got. He played quite a bit. If I remember, I kept seeing him like getting blocked up. Oh, he only had 15 snaps. So 22% of the snaps on defense. Ryan Miller was listed as the starter in this game. How crazy is that? And he only had 9 snaps. What was that all about? He only had 9 snaps on offense, but yet he was listed as the starter over Egbuka. So here's the starting lineup. And you see, you can see Miller there as a starter. And then the substitutions, Egbuka. And then Ryan Miller had 9 snaps. It's just weird. I'm like, were they mad at Egbuka or something? Where is he? Oh, here he is. Yeah. He had 9 snaps. Now, usually what they do is they designate the starters as the people who take the first snaps. So that might just been a, yeah, we lined up in a heavy formation there. But we had Mike Evans and Miller out there. That's weird. That's just weird. Here's our first, these are our starters. Here's Miller. Y'all got any plays y'all want to see? Yeah, I'm going to have to look at some game film on him. To trade Dean. Dean for Crosby. Yeah, I'd do that in a heartbeat. But yeah, I think so. The Rampage, I don't think Spytek is going to fall for that one. Although, you know, he might do us a solid, right? Okay, let me see. 418. A lot of missed tackles in this game. A lot. Oh, gosh. So annoying. How do you even do that? Just slide right past the guy. Oh, look at that right there. Logan Hall just completely whiffs on that tackle. Well, he doesn't whiff, but he just gets shrugged off. Here he is. Gosh, this was just all game, right? See right there? He's got him. I got you, man. And then, boop. No, you don't. Just so good. Lawrence, horrible game. Horrible game. Ah. I mean, he's got him dead to rights here. Dead to rights. And, you know, Lawrence, I don't know what's worse, losing the game the way we did or losing Mike. I mean, I have to go with losing Mike, but gosh, it was bad. When we tackled bad. We were sliding all over the place. We were running into each other. We had miscommunication with receivers. They were running into each other. Our offensive linemen were playing like crap. I saw Tristan Wirfs get beat like 4 or 5 times. Baker Mayfield was playing bad. The play calling I thought was crap. I don't know, man. It was a horrible game. Horrible game. And to think that Mike Evans, this might be the last game of his career, he's got to come back and play another game, right? Just get this. He doesn't want to go out like this. Not with this game. Looking for that play where Mike and Tez run into each other. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is weird. Weird stuff like this all night in this game. And Baker was definitely trying to feed it to Mike, and it hurt us quite a bit. Like I said, there was a 3rd and 6, and Cade Otton was wide open. They had busted coverage. Cade Otton was wide open in the middle of the field, going across the middle of the field for a first down, and he threw it to Mike, who was covered, and Mike didn't catch the ball. He got pushed out of bounds. Look at it. I mean, I've got to say that this is on Mike. I mean, he's just drifting. And this, I'm telling you, I don't even think, I'm not even sure if Mayfield knew what the play was here, because I think he was supposed to boot out, because this is a layered, you got layered routes. Look at this. They're all, supposed to go like that. It looks. There's nobody on this side of the field. There's no offensive guys. And I just wonder if Baker wasn't supposed to boot. But the line is not playing like they are. It would have been a naked. Anyhow, this, I don't think that that's not really a route there, is it? I mean, what is that? He's just kind of drifting. And bam, runs right into. They collide with each other. This guy actually pushes Tez into Mike. There was stuff going like this all over the field. I mean, I can't wait to dive into this all 22 to really get a feel for all this stuff. But Tez knew the collision was coming, and he just takes his arms down, braces for impact. Kabam! See, this guy pushes Tez into Mike. And Mike, that's so weird, man. He turns around right there. Mike sees it coming. He sees Tez up in the air. Guess it was too late. At least they didn't get hurt there. Yeah, Hassan. I don't think he hasn't played horrible. I mean, he's not like out of position all the time or missing tackles or playing the wrong guys or whatever. But he's just been kind of mid, I would say. So Anthony Nelson replacing him is not going to be. Yeah, here's that one I was talking about with Payne Durham. He just falls down. This is so weird, man. This field just falls, boop, right there. I mean, I think he was going to block this guy, and it just falls. So weird. And that guy makes the tackle. There's so much of this all night long. But behind Nelson, I mean, we got Chris Braswell, Marquise Watts, and a guy on practice squad, Muhammad Kamara. I don't know anything about. Rashad says he's a good draft pickup. We got him from Miami. They cut him or had him on a practice squad and we took him. I don't know. Have to look into it. I'm going to have to watch some game film on him. Okay, here we go. This is that third down play I was talking about. You see Kate Otten's wide open here. Look at this. Busted coverage. Kate Otten wide open. And instead, he throws it to Mike over here on an out route. Now, this would have been a first down. Here's the first down markers. Ain't nobody going to stop him. Unless it was a bad throw. I mean, if you throw it out here, lead him out here, this guy ain't going to get to him in time. Look, he's got his hands up. He's like, throw it to me. And Mike catches the ball, but he gets pushed out of bounds. And he didn't get that toe tap, man. Come on, Mike. He's never been a toe tapper. So, look at that. He's like, I'm open. Man. Oh, and then here's that Ryan Miller play. Watch this. Here's Ryan Miller right here. This guy, look at that. He pushes Ryan Miller all the way back into the punter. Punter barely gets it off. It's this guy. Comes around, hits Ryan Miller, drives him all the way back. I tell you what, our special teams are going to get us killed. And who did I say it was? Ryan Miller, Marquise Watts, and Bullock. Boop. And then when, we needed a punt block late in the game. And we didn't even come close. Didn't even come close. Let me see if I can pull that up. I was so, I don't want to say embarrassed, but. So look, right here, you get a punt block. This is late in the game. This is fourth quarter. We're down by 2 scores at this point, but it's possible. We got a punt block here, get a touchdown, then we're in the game. And look at this mess. Look, and we're going for it too. We don't have the doubles out here on the Gunners. We got these two guys showing that they're going to blitz, and they do. They come rushing in. Look at this. Look at this. Not a single person anywhere near. It's embarrassing. I mean, we tried a punt block and just got shut down. It was a bad game, man. It was a bad game. Where is that? Okay. Dang it. It was right after that punt. All right. So is it this one? This is the one where Ryan Miller gets blowed up, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's hard to watch. Okay, here's the one where we get four defenders run into each other trying to tackle. Right there, right there. I mean, he spins. Here's the ball carrier, right? This guy misses the tackle. Whoever this is, he misses the tackle, gets an arm out there. They're all coming in on him. 0-25 here and here. And then just boom. Look at this. All of a sudden it's a pile of Buccaneers. They're all just like laying there. That's not professional football, guys. Look, these two are still laying there. They're watching the play. Oh, that's the one where Winfield got poked in the eye. Can we see it? Right there. Tough to watch, man. Tough stuff. This is an ugly game. Again, don't want to take anything from Detroit. They played a good game. They fought hard. They were physical. So, yeah, so Parrish comes running in. Who is this that doesn't get him? Oh, look at that. 8. Right there. Just kind of feebly sticks an arm out. And Parrish getting blocked in the back here. I think they called this for blocking the back. So, okay, he gets slid up in here. Okay. Look, he is sliding. Look how he's sliding. It's like ice out there, and he ends up tripping everybody. This guy spins out, though, man, and Vita coming, Yaya, Logan Hall. He stays on his feet at least for a change. Yeah, so they all end up on the ground right here. So that was a block in the back. I think that was called block in the back. Anyhow, all right. I got to go. Tomorrow, I'm going to have this. Like I said, today I wasn't able to get the All-22 analyzed. I did get it cut up and sorted and everything. But tomorrow I'm going to analyze it, and we will go through it. And hopefully, hey, Kate. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't able to get to the game film today. We just had a baby, Kate, by the way. Molly had her baby Thursday, so we got a newborn in the house. It hasn't been that hectic. Her parents are here, and it's been really nice having them here. They've been feeding us and taking care of stuff. So, but I wasn't able to do any analysis today. I just was able to chop up the game film. Oh, you like that Kamara in the draft too, Tom? Okay, so you and Rampage both good. Okay. Scotty Luck, what's up, man? Yeah, it was the horrible loss. Horrible loss. Horrible loss that we lost the game. Horrible loss with Mike Evans out and Riddick. You know, not that Riddick is going to be, like I said, Nelson, I think, is going to sub for him perfectly well. But after Nelson, there's nobody else. Unless this Muhammad Kamara guy can do something. But we looking rough at edge, man. Not really happy with that. Yeah, I don't want to see any more Braswell. I mean, maybe there's something there, and he's just going to flower, But I'm not real impressed with their ability to get edge guys. I mean, Tryon Sharinka was just not. you know, I don't even know what the word is. He was not the dude. Let's put it that way. And how many edge rushers have we drafted? Mm. I think they're really big on coverage. Bowles wants his edge guys, his outside linebackers, to cover a lot, like a quarter of the time, if not more. He had, I'm going to start freezing and act like the cameras, whenever my brain goes fried, I'm going to start freezing. Make everybody think the camera froze up. Shaquille Barrett, he had him doing it over 30% of the time on pass plays. It was insane. It was insanity. But that's what Bowles wants. And we drafted that guy, and I looked at his game film. David, who was it? He was from Arkansas, and that was like his thing. And I was like, oh yeah, well, that's why we drafted him. I mean, he was lining up in coverage on wide receivers as an outside linebacker in man coverage on wide receivers. I was like, oh yeah, okay, now I see why we drafted that guy. But he got hurt. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know, man. Yeah, hopefully, Kate, how the crap rolls downhill. It's like the Detroit got whooped by Kansas City and they took it out on us this week. We got whooped by Detroit. We're going to take it out on the Saints next week. That's how it works, man. It's like we're going to come home and kick our puppy. What's hard to believe is that the Panthers are one game behind us. I never would have, if you would have told me that you'd give me $1 million if I would have agreed to that at the beginning of the year, I would have said, no way. There's no way. But again, I think it's partly due to two things. I think Rico Dotto has really bailed them out and their soft schedule. Let me see. Who did they play? Was it the Jets? All right. Look, now I got to go look it up. The Panthers. Okay, here we go. Full schedule. Their schedule has been Jacksonville. They lost to. They got whooped. And then they lost to the Cardinals. And then they beat the Falcons 30-0. And then they got whooped by the Patriots 42-13. Oh, and then they beat the Dolphins. That was a close one, 27-24. Then they beat the Cowboys. That was a close one too, 30-27. Yeah, so it was the Jets. 13-6. Then they got the Bills week 8. That's who they're playing next. And the Bills look like crap. So what if they come out of there with a win? But we don't play them until week 16. What do they got lined up? Oh, then they got the Packers. Packers are going to maul them. They got the Falcons. They got the 49ers. Then they got the Rams. Then Saints again. The Buccaneers and Seahawks. And then us again. So hopefully they're not going to be one game behind us for long. Gosh, we had such a chance, too, to really widen the gap. Atlanta losing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. After Mike Evans got hurt, I quit taking notes yesterday. And so tomorrow I'm going to analyze at least the first half. I might do the offensive line because I'm really anxious. I'm really interested to see how they played. I mean, I think we know how they played, but I want to see. Why did they have Jordan out there instead of Klein? That really surprised me. Klein wasn't hurt or anything, and he did well last week. I mean, relatively. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Panthers at all either. Yeah, Penix is the weak link over there at the Falcons, although he's not bad. He's not bad. He's just doing rookie stuff. Uh, yeah, I'd say he's the weak link. But it's not that weak of a link. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Raheem Morris is the weak link. Hopefully. Rampage is always already getting our pick position in. 21st? Yeah, so what? We were 19 last year, so we're going to move up 2 spots every year. So in 15 years, we'll make it to the Super Bowl again. I don't want to wait that long. I don't want to wait. Who's 32 next year? David Walker. Yeah. Braswell, man. You talking about the Panthers? Hubbard? Or what are we talking about, Tom? Getting tired of 3-4 defense? uh, it, uh, I watched a lot of game film with the Buccaneers, and I've been watching the Buccaneers for, since the mid 90s. And we always run 4-3. We've always ran a 4-3. And then when Todd Bowles come in, he brought that 3-4, and I was like, huh. And I started watching it. It was so weird, to be watching 4-3 defense for 30 years. And then all of a sudden, this weird 3-4 defense that Todd Bowles runs. And it was interesting at first. It took me a really long time to really understand what he was trying to do with a lot of this stuff. But I'm kind of like you. I'm like, I want guys to play a position and get really good at that position. Just not a fan of this, everybody being everywhere all the time. Just not. It's interesting as far as I guess an intellectual sense, but man, I want my 4-3 defense back. I knew where everybody was supposed to be. Everybody knew their part. Everybody had a role. Our edge guys were our edge guys. They weren't in coverage. Our linebackers played linebacker. They didn't play safety. Our safeties played safety. They didn't play defensive tackle. It's crazy. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know Hanger got hurt, but Klein subbed for him last week. And I thought he did great. I don't understand why Klein didn't. I don't know. Jordan did well against, when he played left guard. And I guess they just felt like he was the better option. I saw a couple times he did look lost out there, missed blocks. So I don't know. Don't know. It just surprised me. I was expecting to see. How's that? All right, I gotta go. I gotta go get something to eat. I'm starving, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And tomorrow we will really dive into this all 22. Now that we've got our AA meeting out of the way. Oh, this team. I guess all fans are like that, though. You're always going to have these games. You're always going to have these games. So, all right, I'm getting messages. I got to get off here. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And I'm going to try and get this all 22 knocked out. And we'll have some good, fun stuff to look at. Or maybe not good, but we'll have some fun stuff to look at. We'll probably be able to get angry all over again. It'd be really... Yeah. Yeah, we lost this game. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Detroit. They played a good game. They were definitely much more physical. They wanted it more than us. They played a better game, but we lost this game. I mean, they gave us plenty of opportunity, and we just couldn't. We literally could not stay on our feet. So I want to look into this all 22 and just see how bad it really was. And anyhow, until next time, guys, go Bucks.